Jerry Jones, owner of the Dallas Cowboys, talking about Dak Prescott's contract. First, he announced his love devotion and, frankly, concerned that he doesn't have a lot of leverage with Dak in negotiations.
I don't know how you could have any more leverage. His evolving into an NFL quarterback has been nothing short of a perfect pitcher. And he has great ability, in my mind, to win games. He's talented. You wouldn't be offering Dak what's been offered him in the past had you not thought he was very special. All right, they're going to pay him.
And then Jerry followed with this.
We've got to fit potential defense in here. We've got to pay additional defense this year. And any dollar that goes there doesn't go toward another player.
You're not going to pay him. So here's the thing, is sometimes you get caught off guard. We all do in life, in business, and sports. Something happens that's never happened. Remember, if you go to YouTube and look up the play, Stanford, Cal, the band's on the field. I got to be honest with you. If you didn't prepare for that as a special teams coach, I'm going to give you a pass on that. But if it happened like every couple of years when the band was on the field, you'd be like, yeah, it's weird. Every time we play Cal, there's a band on the field. Precedent matters. History matters. So we looked this morning. Name the last NFL quarterback that won a Super Bowl with a top 3 salary in the NFL. We looked. We gave up after a couple of decades. Eli Manning once had like the 4th or 5th highest. Dak now wants over $40 million. Folks, we all have budgets. We all know the truth on this. If you look at my top 5 teams in the herd hierarchy after the season, and I think most of you would agree, if not with the order, with these 5 teams right now. Here's their quarterback cap hit. Josh Allen, Buffalo, is 30th. Aaron Rodgers, 10th. Drew Brees, 8th. Mahomes, 32nd currently. Lamar Jackson, 39th. You cannot win Super Bowls. Brady took pay cuts last 3 contracts. You just can't do it. I mean, you find me a top 3 quarterback. I've said this about Mahomes. Brett Veach is a really good GM. Once you pay Mahomes $40 million, you're going to lose one of your best offensive linemen, one of your best corners, and you can't have 2 great pass rushers. The games get tougher. And then there's going to be some young quarterback like a Josh Allen you don't have to pay for 2 more years, and they're going to take your best corner, and they're going to take your best pass rusher, and you're going to wake up and go, they got better players than us, and they've got a good quarterback. So, I mean, we all have salary caps in our life. You spend too much for the kitchen rebuild, you don't get a second vacation. You want a really nice car to lease, maybe you don't get a vacation. We got a precedent. I'll say, Joy and I talked about this yesterday. I'm not here to tell athletes to take less. I'm not. But boy, $32 million in Dallas, Texas, that's a lot of home. 4 or 5 year deals, spread it out. You're going to get a lot of commercials you wouldn't get. Tony Romo, undrafted, #1 broadcaster for CBS. He's not getting that if he's a quarterback of the Jags. I can assure you right now.
This is the Herd Line News.
Poor Deshaun Watson.
I know. That's what new name. Poor Deshaun Watson.
It really...
Talented Josh Allen, poor Deshaun Watson.
And he just carries that franchise every single year. So the Dolphins have the 3rd pick in the draft, thanks to Laramie Tunsil in a trade with the Texans. And there has been talk that they could take another top quarterback prospect despite drafting Tua last year. But Dolphins GM Chris Greer would not discuss the team's overall draft strategy.
Right.
He did stand behind Tua moving forward. He said, Tua, I'm very happy with. He's our starting quarterback.
Okay.
Now, offensive coordinator Chan Gailey resigned after 1 season in Miami. There was a report earlier this week that was then retracted that he was fired. That was not true, but he has now resigned, so he's no longer there.
All right.
I don't know. I got to be very honest with you. I don't feel good. I don't feel great. And here's why. I've been watching the Dolphins my entire life.
Yeah.
And we've gone a very long time without a franchise quarterback. I understand he's only played 9 games. I understand he's a rookie.
Yes.
But things move quickly, and Justin Herbert is great. Broke a rookie record for touchdowns this year. I don't want to hear about how many more pieces he has around him. Everyone keeps saying that, look at the pieces Justin Herbert has around him. Are the Chargers in the playoffs? How many weeks have they been out of the playoff run? They just let their head coach go. Is that the situation in Miami? It's not. So to your point about Baker and your opening rant today, I don't want a situation where everything has to be perfect. Everything is not always going to be. In fact, you can count on one thing. Everything is not going to be perfect for an entire season in the NFL.
Ever.
You can count on that. Ever.
Brady had a near perfect when he had Randy Moss, Welker, good O-line, solid defense, good kicking. Brady had won a year and a half of his career, never won a Super Bowl in these years, when it was literally like, oh, God, he's got everything. The deep threat, the slot guy, the running back. Like, that is so... Even Kansas City right now, Mitchell Schwartz is hurting. Their running backs are beat up. That's the way it works in the league.
You can count on it.
Yes.
And even if there were some examples of it, why are you going to rely on the outlier? Let's focus on what generally happens, and it's that. I don't want a game manager, and I'm not saying that Tua is that, but I am panicking, and I don't think that is unreasonable.
No.
You wanted to see, you saw it immediately with Joe Burrow, you saw it immediately with Justin Herbert.
And we're not talking wins. So if you go back to Josh Allen's rookie year, if you look at the stats, they're not good. We went back and looked this morning at his 13-minute rookie highlight reel. It was cartoonish how much bigger and stronger he was. He was throwing the ball all over the yard. Patrick Mahomes, he wasn't great his first start in the NFL. Lamar Jackson, year 1, week 11, he starts. There were arguments he couldn't throw. But you saw by the second series, you're like, oh, Lord, he's the world's...
Yeah, we'll figure out the throwing
He's
thing.
a deer in a helmet. Like, literally, he's faster than everybody. I want to see just this word. Whoa.
Right.
Just want a little whoa. That's all I want. I saw it with Burrow, Herbert, Josh, Mahomes.
He's going to be compared to Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert for the rest of his career.
Yes.
So if the Dolphins do decide to stick with him, they better hope they're right, because they're not going to be in a situation where they're picking in the top 3 again with Brian Flores in this defense. It's not going to happen. So I don't feel good about it, but we'll see. Maybe I need to be more patient. Sam Darnold has said he hopes to stay in New York and be a Jet for life. But GM Joe Douglas isn't committing to Darnold just yet and suggested they won't wait to make any decisions until after they hire a new coach.
Look, we've got a lot of decisions to make. You know, I think that Sam's going to be a great quarterback. I think Sam has a very bright future in this league. And so, you know, we're going to get a head coach in here. We're going to get together. We're going to talk about quite a few decisions. And so, no, I'm excited about Sam.
That's the right approach.
Let's say, and I don't think this will happen, but they keep Sam Darnold, they accumulate all these picks, and get a new coach.